Hi, my name is Catherine Allen. Today we're going to talk about virtual filters. What is it? It is a digitally sensational experience that enables a student to travel through time and space without the limitations of having to physically go there. Websites are connected together in order to provide a vivid exploration. What does it consist of? The trips are made by web pages linked together in threads with the uses of software such as TourMaker. Different features are presented on the web pages to enhance the experience. Some tours use only one feature and others use a combination of features. Even a PowerPoint can be used to make a simple filter. Features include photo tours, photos and text or photos and podcasts, virtual tours, webcams, live or pre-recorded, video conferencing, or high-tech video and audio interactives. Hardware needed are computer, high-speed internet connection, headphones or speakers for audio, and of course a webcam for video conferencing or video conferencing equipment. If you need more information on what is needed for software and hardware for video conferencing, you can check out this webpage. Software includes the most up-to-date operating system that you can get, either for Windows or Mac, an up-to-date internet browser for Windows or Mac, and of course the different flash players available. Each site will be different on which one it wants to use. Cookies are needed to be enabled in your web browser, and you need to check screen resolution and bandwidth if you have a hard time seeing the tour. And of course, some tours require downloading plugins or ActiveX controls to browsers, or even more software. How do they work? We're going to look at photo tours first. Photo tours use photography, and some of the photo tours that we can look at include, let's see what we can find. We have a photo tour of some hawks. We're going to click on this website and pull up a photo tour. And this one only has photos and text. Okay. This is hawk stalking. So let's look at, and it has photos of hawks along with the text about each photo and about the birds themselves. And this is a very simple tour that you can do even on a PowerPoint or a web page. This next one is about Hawaii. You click on any of the islands. This one includes some quizzes. And you can take a walking tour of Honolulu. And it gives you, of course, the instructions to click on number 1 and you will start your tour. And here is the tour at the side. And you can click any of the pictures to make them larger in the next box on the right. And it explains the caption with each picture. And at the end, it'll ask you to go to stop 2, just as if you were on a bus taking a tour. Okay, the next part, we're going to still look at photo tours, but this one is a podcast. This is from the Monterey Bay Aquarium Foundation, and it is a podcast of a sunfish. The podcast involves the picture to one side and the podcast clip to the next. We're going to look at the sunfish. This one uses Windows Media Player.
Here's a question for you. What's the fish that is named for its behavior as they come to the surface of the ocean to bask in the sun?
Okay, so that's an example of a podcast. Virtual tours. These tours, of course, use a camera to scan the area live or a 360-degree video feed of a pre-recorded area. Museums like to use these the most. And we have an African cam. And this site, if you were to go to it, pulls up a 24/7 feed of Africa in the Safari Savannah, but it actually also includes commercials, which is the one problem with free sites. So we're not going to go to it at the moment. We also can go to, this is Monterey Aquarium, so we're going to check out this live feed because this one doesn't have commercials. The other problem with the African cam is time zone. If you don't live in the area of Africa, of course, you're going to have to make sure that you're doing it in dark times, and otherwise it's going to be dark. So here is a Monterey Bay Aquarium open sea cam, and this one is on from 7 to 7 Pacific time. Of course, if you live in a different time zone than Pacific, you have to make sure you're playing at the right time, and you have to wait for buffering, of course. And then we can see what's in this cam, which is going to be mostly fish. You've got some pre-recorded music to go with it. And of course, it shows you it's live. And then see if there's any fish in it. Well, there's not too much going on right now. There's 4 fish swimming around the camera. Alright. Okay. And another one involves looking at the museums, and this one is a pre-recorded. Okay, this is the Hall of the Dinosaurs. We're going to look at them. And this one allows you to use Quick Player to look at the museum exhibits. And it's taking a little bit of time, so while that one is loading, here it is, Quick Player. Okay, we're going to quickly look at this. You can scan around 360 degrees to look at the dinosaurs that are in this exhibit. And of course, it says you can use the shift key to zoom in, or control key to zoom out. Okay, video conferencing. This is a quote I found from Carnegie Magazine, just explaining that two-way video conferencing, you are able to ask the scientists questions about the exhibits and as well as see the exhibits. So that's only good as well as if you have the equipment, and some of the equipment is expensive. High-tech interactive video and or audio tours. These tours are kind of like an interactive games, but they use real-world video. And we're going to look at one. This one is about an Egyptian tomb, and basically the kids do what they're told and follow the directions. Okay, this one they take a map, then they go to Egypt, look at the tour, look inside of the tomb, and they look at the objects. There's quizzes and things like that that help them go, but there is nothing to print again, except for maybe a certificate that says they finished, but there's no grades or scores, so you may have to make your own activity sheet. Okay, and then this one doesn't fit all the way in. Okay. I want you to pick the area. Okay, and we'll go to, I know it's at, so we're going there. Then you click into the tomb. Go into the tomb. And it wants you to decipher the hieroglyphics before moving on. So it gives you the code, tells you what each letter means, and you decipher and go on into the tomb to look at all the artifacts. Interesting. This one is a little fun for if you're learning about Egypt. And this one is, of course, about dinosaurs. This one takes quite a bit of time to load, so if it doesn't load right away, we may have to go on to the next thing. Oh, it did. We've been there today already. That sometimes helps. If you've already been to the web page once today, it may load faster the second time. And you just This one allows you to click on the objects to get more information in the tour. Now once you've looked and read the information, you can just return to the virtual tour main. You can go into the curator's office, look at the diorama, look at the things on the walls and the bones. And it just allows the kids to be interactive while searching, almost like a scavenger hunt. What problems you may encounter is, of course, download time. If you can't find things that you want to use as a tour, you have to make your own. And there's some information that you may want to use. These couple of sites that I'm going to give you either offer advice or software to help you make your own. Of course, you have to pay for the software. And we're not going to take a look at them right now. Okay, of course, organizing the number of sites that you can find. There is numerous sites you can find, and having to find them can take a lot of time. There's no way to keep records, so you're going to have to create your own activity sheet to go with the activity you're having your students do. And of course, you want to check to see if any of the sites are blocked by filters. And of course, you have to wait on advertising if it's a free site. You may sit through a commercial. And of course, you want to check and see if webcams may be offline. The biggest tip I can give you is checking at least the day before that these sites are working and up to date, and what kind of technology they require. Why does it matter in teaching and learning? It challenges students, introduces students to new technology, it motivates learning, it offers more challenges for students to travel and see places they may never get to go. It may improve reading comprehension, will familiarize students with new environments and cultures, and it can be used as a pre-field trip tool to introduce students to what they can expect to see on a field trip they will attend. A possible activity that I have made is, how far are they? So we're going to take a look at activity. Okay. So students will find how far are the planets from the sun. And once they find that information, they'll convert kilometers to miles. And they will use an appendix from the website to find the information. Once they are done, they will write a summary of the findings using a standard English. Okay, and then the site that they can use is nineplanets.org. And beforehand, of course, in a whole group, I will show the students how to use the site, how to use the appendix, where to find the glossary in the appendix. You scroll all the way down. Here is the glossary, right here, and it will help them find terms that they don't understand. And then they will start their tour, and it even tells you it may take a while to load. Okay. After showing in whole group how to use these tools, students will be able to click on the planet and then click on the sun and find out how far it is from the sun. It is 4.96 AU, and of course the first thing they'll do before this is look in the glossary to what AU means. Then they can click on and they can find another AU for each planet. They can also look to see what they would see in the night sky on the date that you're doing this activity. So, because it shows October 22nd and the time. So, after completing this summary and finding out how far everything is, they'll convert kilometers to miles, and they'll find that information on the data sheet. And they will write a summary. These are some additional virtual field trips links I've provided. Some of them go directly to a virtual tour, and some of them have just links of other tours. These are my references.